Alright, what's up everybody? It's Lids and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means of course some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then look no further. You can join said group by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you will find all the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars, are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. We'll set ourselves to our default settings, and I will hop into said Discord group, but let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today. Let's see. Okay, I am in. Let me get Steam Friends up real quick while I'm at it. Joke's on me, I already had Steam Friends up. I was ready to go and I didn't even realize it. Imagine that. Imagine that. Alright, but is there anyone who would like to lead things off today, or any requests we'd like to begin with? Granted, you know, perhaps would be best to have some people in here first, so we know who we're subjecting to whatever dastardly plans we have schemed up here. Don't all volunteer at once. As always, I can jump in and be one of the two people, of course, if we're looking for a few people to pop in before things really get started in full. But I, of course, can only be one of the two players. And if I recall correctly, I think we did see several people, at least a couple, I think, play for either their first RITE NITE or, for all intents and purposes, their first actual participation in a RITE NITE last week, so that was exciting. Anor says she's available, so let's get her in that case. How's it going, Anor? Let's see. There you are. Let me unplug my controller just in case we are going to get someone else in here other than me, because Phaler also says he can start. Let me get him as well, in that case. Very nice. Let's see. Is he gonna not appear on Steam until the very last second? And before I can click on his name to send him an invite, he's going to request to view the broadcast? Is that even a question? No. That's a statement. That is a true statement, not a question. He says as he feverishly scrolls through the friends. There he is! Wait, hold on! I was too fast! I was too fast for him! He couldn't stop me. He couldn't stop me. He was defeated. What's up, everybody? How's it going, iRotor? How's it going, Roars?
I let you win.
Sure you did. Sure you did. Alright, but we'll get Anor and Phaler to start things off today. Let me get your names in here. Can one of you just confirm? Let's see, I sent the invite to Anor first. I mean, who knows what that actually means if she's player one. Anor is player one? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Will it be the usual triumvirates for you two, or are we looking to switch anything up today?
Give me my usual.
Okay. Anor, what about you? Nightwings? Okay, gotcha. No worries. Go Fate here. Nightwings there. Somebody not have a controller plugged in, though? Or somebody sneaking in on mouse keyboard unexpectedly? Oh. Oh. Or has one of you been a CPU all along? I should have known. I should have known. It was so obvious, in hindsight. Mine's plugged in? Question mark. Let's see. Let's check remote play. Who's lying to me? Oh, Phaler is invited, but he hasn't come in. Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense then. You probably said that, and I talked over you. Let me re-invite you. In the meantime, if there is anything we'd like to request for this first one, then let us know. Otherwise, we can, of course, give these two a little bit of a chance to warm up before we do anything too crazy. Okay, but Phaler, you are still player 2 now?
I am.
Perfect. Okay. So any requests for this one, or are we going to let them off easy for the time being? I don't know. You guys might be... Oh, I was about to say you might be off the hook, except no... There's an Exiles request from Rors. Let's see what we're going to get this time round. Setting the tone for the day with our first Exiles request. What will it be? Also, reflecting upon last week, I think we had some interesting discoveries of at least one variety. See, pick characters. Oh, the most attractive characters. I mean, obviously, there's one objectively correct answer, and then everything else is a matter of personal preference, I suppose. But we'll jump in, and we will see.
Exiles, welcome to the pit of Melith. You are gathered to conduct this rite. Prevail and earn the favor of the scribes.
Prepare yourselves, Nightwings.
Fate, stand ready. Who shall strive for freedom?
Okay, so the most attractive characters, as I said, I mean, there's one very obvious choice, but beyond that, we shall see. It's not even like it's Valentine's Day or anything like that. No, just out of the blue. Yeah, talk about setting the tone. We shall see, but it's Power Casting Headwind is the first selection for Nor. Phaler goes Power Casting Snadra as his lead. Kinda didn't think this one further. Well, I guess I was going to ask, and that may answer this question, but does this mean that your first selection is number 1? Are they in any particular order, these selections here? Or are they entirely... Yeah, they're the top 3, but they're in a random, insignificant order. But if you've only thought of the first one, then that certainly suggests that there was one obvious choice and anything else is a bit of an afterthought. Besides, of course, the obvious one that will be saved for last because he's the best. But in perhaps a bit of a hot take, Stinky Trash Man goes second for Anor. See if Phaler has further thoughts, or if similarly for him it was all character number one and everyone else is a distant second. It's Pamitha for him. Yeah. Oh, sorry, there's something in my throat here. That's you know, all of the second most attractive characters apparently is actually what we're going for here. Snadra and the Stowaway, sniping with a throw.
Fate on our favor to prevail. Poor exile.
Stowaway once again for Phaler. Anor back defensively though, well intercepted by Orlek. Trying to sneak around, but taken out.
To the adversary's flame.
Pamitha. Stamina recovered. Off the wall, but Anor unfazed. However, double banished by Snadra.
The orb flies true.
Clearing out room for this uncontested 20 damage throw.
Zap.
Almost a double banishment, but instead Anor picks up the orb, goes off the wall and in for 20. With that Ulmer plunge. Double banishment from Hedwyn this time. And now he goes in, not only for 20 damage, but for 10 leech as well.
I wonder, shall the night winds
Ulmer
press
teleports,
their luck?
but is banished. Orlek, and only Orlek for the moment, for Anor, which is dangerous,
Oh my word.
but oh my word, she made it work. Stowaway, intercepted. Now Orlek, just barely avoids banishment. And makes it in once again, leaping as only Orlek can.
Once more like that, and we are finished here.
Hedwyn blocked. And the follow-up attempt thwarted as well. Phaler's counterattack successful here. Double banishment from Hedwyn. But Anor, last second interception from Phaler there, and Phaler with just 10 Pyre life, perhaps one score all Anor would need here.
One triumvirate stands unopposed.
But an opportunity for Phaler,
Against throwing in the orb.
upon which he seizes,
Good. The orb has hit the mark.
and building some momentum at that, as he now only needs 2 scores. Snadra taken out though, and Anor for the winning plunge.
The night wings prevail. And such a well-conducted victory it
All right,
was.
so I'm gonna have to see you two after class.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
You know what you did.
Until the next rite.
All right, so that was the most attractive characters from both players' perspectives. But let us know if there is anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we'll just have these two take whatever they'd like to take. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, so but as soon as I say that, Anor's turn and customize off. So that means randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans won't even get to see what those things are in advance. Just gonna get thrown straight into the action, and it'll be a bit of a guessing game to determine what it is that each player has. So that covers just about everything other than Arena and Song, if either of those are of interest. Triple Cursed, please. Waiting for it. I mean, it's only a matter of time. I mean, you know it's gonna be at least one Cursed Talisman, right? It's hidden somewhere deep in the code that is a requirement whenever we turn Customize off. But maybe this is the time we'll get the triple.
The Night Wings shall
Okay,
now
let's see. It's
face
at the cairn.
the fate.
It's Double Harp and an Imp for Anor. It is Worm, Cur, and Nomad for Phaler. So those are the classes, but we'll see if we can determine what the talismans and masteries might be. Winged Fury. Saw the Sacred Bond from Phaler's Snadra. Portrait, so that... What? Snadra just took flight. That was not a usual looking jump from Snadra just then. She was buoyed by some extra external force, as if she had sprouted a pair of invisible wings. And we're unable to get through her portal there. Now she does. In fact, it's a super portal, giving her infinite stamina.
Rather cunning trick.
And Or is first to win the orb race.
Ouch.
It's Pamitha and Tamitha. Does have at least one of those harp salutes.
Tamitha thrusts herself under
And
the
plunges here for 20.
The two
No prayer reads though. Tamitha now gone for this round, and Phaler throwing in for 15 with his worm. Tamitha again. Back to her sister, who plunges in for another 20.
The fate's adversaries may
Phaler
have yet
banishes
to
one. Forward with Ruki. Didn't catch how many jumps. It's at least 2. And does have the first side... the first mastery on the right side for that extra 5 damage on the plunge. Tamitha, oh, sneaky. Quick maneuver over and around the defenders.
The Night Wings Pyre
Gilman,
burns brighter,
with some urgency here from Phaler, but the throw is short.
banished.
Banishes that defender, though, and suddenly, everyone down. Phaler with time to move in. The highest damage character, and in fact has extra damage with Snapper. That's 24.
The rite is nearly ended.
Tamitha and Raji. So unless Anor has some unexpected additional source of damage, she would still need 2 scores, whereas Phaler now just needs 1. But here is 1 score from Anor, and we have ourselves a sudden death match, unless someone has some unexpected rekindling, which is always possible with Customize off. Never know if there'll be a right light, but we may be about to find out, as this could be the winning score, but there it is. The 20 rekindling from the right light does in fact exist, and that gives Anor a little more time to work with here. Now, will we see something similar from Phaler,
More banishment for Sandra.
or can Anor still finish this with 1 score? Back in possession. Not for long.
Tis taken.
Phaler with Ruki. Oh, and Titan Tooth on Ruki is extremely effective for the stuns. Phaler happy to see that, but unable to capitalize on that on this time. And an opening here for Pamitha, but she is blocked. Has it back, though. Can't find her way through.
The orb.
Opening for Ruki, perhaps. He's blocked, but there is the stun. Anor with Raji. Has it back.
It is done.
And there it is.
The Night Wings prevail. Their adversaries came ever so close.
GG.
The rite is ended.
The clutch, unexpected right light.
Until the stars align.
What's up, Big Barrack? How's it going? How are you? We'll turn customize back on here, unless of course that's something that we want to keep off, in which case let us know if you want to see that, or any other specific request for that matter. And Barrack is going Exiles, okay. The emote thing from last week, but no lids emotes, should be fun. It's, you need to take a character based on something that looks like or is somehow similar to an emote, but you're not allowed to use any of the lids emotes, otherwise it's a little too straightforward. So you have, a ton of emotes that are directly based off characters. So, like, what character is a smiley face? And things like that. So definitely some room for creativity and interpretation. Comment your triumvirate via emotes. Do we use Twitch emotes? Oh, and for talismans, only cursed talismans as well. We were just talking about. Would we get triple cursed talisman from the customized off match? But now we will lock that in. Okay, so yeah, is it like generic emotes like smiley face, frowny face, or is it specifically stuff from Twitch, which has some things that are unique to Twitch? Twitch emotes or default emotes might be enough. Okay, a dirty deal as well. All right, let's see what our players cook up here.
The Night Wings shall confront the fate. Welcome.
Ron is the Illuminati? What?
Who shall conduct the rites?
We shall see what it is that the players, both the emote that the players choose to go with here and which character is based off that. Green and looks like money, so clearly Ron. I mean, I guess. As we were saying, there's definitely a lot of room for interpretation. So, you know, maybe in some cases a little more artistic liberties being taken than in other cases. So remember, cursed talismans only, in addition to whatever characters you think you can select that are based off emotes. Which is probably not something that the players are thinking about all that often. It may also just be sorting through, like, I don't even know what emote should I be considering here. I'm sure there are a bunch, certainly at least in my case, that probably exist and I have no idea that they're even there. So I just don't sift through the list. So obviously they're the popular ones that probably come first to mind, but they may not necessarily be the ones that fit most naturally. Perhaps one of those underused emotes might even be best. Just depends how creative you want to get with it. Stuff that looks like ghosts. Could be Snatter, could be any of the Beyonders for that matter. Yeah, and do you look at it from the standpoint of pick an emote and then try to get a character that fits that emote, or do you go with the character you want first and then try to force your way into finding some emote that you can make up some excuse for why they ought to match, even if it's, you know, maybe a little harder to make the case if you go in that direction. Which side do you start with? Do you start emote or do you start character? Okay, I love the Lechonk. Is it a quiet emote? And then I don't know what that last one is, but it looks like it's Dragon Ball Z. It definitely isn't, but the hairstyle is totally Dragon Ball Z-ish. Okay, so who is Lechonk? Obviously, it's Messenger Imp, and yes, as a reminder, Cursed Talismans only, so we'll see if Phaler was scheming anything up while Lenore was going through the emotes there. This is not necessarily the most straightforward of thought processes. Definitely more unconventional. Yeah, also you need to bear in mind there are some cursed talismans that you cannot put on certain classes, so don't get yourself caught with the exile and emote that you wanted to match up only to not be able to take that character because the only cursed talisman you have remaining is one that you can't put on that character. That would stink. So that makes it a little bit trickier. A Phaler looks like a microphone, a cat, and a wing. The microphone is apparently Barker.
Barker.
He's just thrash packing it up. The pack! Alright, so for Anor, this was the silent one. It seems. I mean, I'm not hovering over these emotes, so I don't actually know what the names of them are, but it looks like someone hushing someone. So apparently that's Pamitha. I'm not entirely sure why. And now, yeah, cool cat. Something like that for Phaler on this one. Which apparently is Messenger Imp. So both sides have a Messenger Imp in that case. But the emote has hands! This is true. Then I already forget what Anor's last one was, / chat has scrolled down far enough that I can no longer see it without tabbing out. But whatever it was Rookie. And this one had wings for Phaler in the last spot. So that makes sense, going for Tamitha there. So this is teams based on emotes and cursed talismans as well, complicating matters a little bit further. As we saw there, some characters will be unable to cast, but it's Phaler getting us started. Last team, oh, okay. Yeah, and I didn't really know what to make of that emote. I don't know what that is. So some exiles cannot cast, some cannot pick up the orb. Some either come back with infinite stamina or come back as a howler with no aura, as we see here for Phaler. Which means those exiles cannot defend, at least not until they return. in Phaler's case, hoping that they return in their usual form. I believe it was Tamitha, and so she is back, and she's back with that stamina, which helps her get in here. Into the Adva Oof! Phaler hops around and eventually makes it in for another 20, and that drops Nor down to 20. No Right Light this time, of course, as we know that both players have exclusively Cursed Talismans, so we'll not see any rekindling. Which means Phaler just needs one more. Will it be with a Howler? The winning score, does he have enough damage? No, he's not quick enough to make it happen. And Nor now with her Howler. That is a very fast Howler. Oh, but does get banished. I would like to see a Howler plunge. I mean, you can't give us these near Howler plunges. You can't tease us like that and then not produce. I know we're eyeing the portal and does make it through, although it doesn't take her far. Has the extra stamina, though. Phaler, oh, can't pick up the orb there. But Phaler's portal tries to hard push. But Rookie able to defend. Tamitha for Nor, time to throw. Howler meta win? Exactly. Exactly. The people demand it. Oh, Phaler sneakily under the defender for the winning plunge.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
GG.
The rite is done.
Was it actually completely identical? It was very similar. Was it actually every, at least class, the same? You both had harps. You both had specifically Messenger Imp. Did you both have a Cur? Phaler took Barker. What was Anor's last? Anor took a Cur as well? Oh, okay, well the specific mastery setup, sure, still different, but same classes. That is saying something. Such a random match. And you took different emotes. But somehow ended up on the same characters or same classes. Alright, but let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to do for the next one. If not, of course, we can just have them take whatever they'd like, but up to you. That last one was exiles based on emotes, also cursed talismans. And this time we're going for, does that mean Snadra's theme? Forbidden Knowledge? Seeing as how I think you were equating that emote to Snadra before. It does. Okay. Okay. So we have the song. Anything else, or will that be it? Oh? Exiles as well? Lots of requests today. 3 worms versus 3 harps. Oh, okay. Do the players get to choose which one they are? Or do you decide for them? You know, not that the players would have strong opinions on this. Definitely not. I'm sure they could handle anything. But just out of curiosity, are they choosing which side they're taking, or are you choosing? Just asking for a friend. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Been there, done that. And also, I mean, yes, obviously, the sea dwellers, for sure, for the worms, but the harps are probably not the best example of landlubbers. No, no strong opinions amongst the players, I'm sure. I'm sure they would be totally fine with either of those teams. I'm sure they have no strong preferences at all. Players decide. Okay, well, let's jump in then. No bias whatsoever. Could go for a coin flip. Oh, hold on.
The Night Wings versus the Fate. Welcome.
Hold on just a second.
Shall conduct the rites.
For what it's worth, despite this being the worm home arena, it is actually, by many accounts, the worst map in the game for worms. I roll? Or I flip a coin? Do I flip electronic coin? Hold on, maybe I do that. Let me see if I can... That exists, right? If I just Google coin flip, I'm pretty sure that exists. Yes. Oh, no, well, I didn't want you to immediately flip, but I will flip again. Hold on. Okay. Here is our electronic coin. Siri can... Oh, well. We'll do it this way. Anor says she is heads. And it is heads. So that means Anor picks, I believe. If I am, I'm interpreting that correctly. Anor goes harps. Which means Phaler will be taking the worms.
Choose.
Never would have seen that one coming. So of course that means we know exactly which characters players are going to take, but the talismans and masteries, those could still vary from character to character.
Sir Gilman.
Nor, I believe, led with prayer beads, whereas Phaler went with Titan Tooth for the stuns. Thanks, Volfred.
Tamatha.
Speedy Tamatha.
Sir Deluge.
Exploding Deluge. Triesta's Plume, which we tend not to see that often, although I would argue is still, among the legendary talismans, pretty solid one at that. Extra damage when flying on the plunge, and 50% chance of coming back after plunging, so a pseudo prayer beads, if you will. She refuses to go Titan Tooth or Vengeful Vow, she says.
Exile.
Then the auto passes from Phaler, a familiar looking talisman for some of us who are fans of the worms.
First dousing.
But is Anor getting it started with a 20 damage plunge? And let's just say,
The fire's
Las Vegas has it pretty clear which way they are expecting this match to go.
It has gone in.
But theory is one thing. Reality may be something else entirely.
For now,
The orb.
Stunning claim from Phaler, giving him the only exile capable of moving.
there goes the heart.
But still, enough time for Nor to make it through, and that's the Triesta's Plume. Extra damage if she's flying when she plunges, and 50% chance of coming back from banishment, but she does not get that to proc. So she was down one harp, and that meant a little more space for Phaler to maneuver around and get that throw off. That leaves us very close here. Phaler all pushed, and probably that brought him out of range on that throw. Orb inadvertently hits Nor's Pyre and bounces out, but Phaler gets the rebound. Once again, might have been pushed out of the way there and off target on the throw for that reason.
Glory to the scribes.
Nor in for 20 here, though.
Into the adversary.
That was not her Prayer Beads exile, so she's now down one harp here. And the Titan Tooth stuns her. So Phaler
Devious maneuver.
able to throw in for 15.
There.
Anor blocked. And now banished. Phaler. Throw is unblockable, and it does land
Right in.
for another 15. That means 2 full damage scores for Phaler.
Fire now burns.
Similarly, 2 scores for Nor.
What happened there?
But here's one of those 2 scores that Nor needed.
Now end the ceremony.
Phaler once again pushed out of the way. Gets the rebound, plunges.
To greater
So that's one of the 2 scores that he needed, but now I don't believe he had Prayer Beads, so he is down 1 worm in what could very well be the deciding round.
It is done.
And there it is.
The night wings prevail.
GG.
A narrow victory, yet nonetheless commendable. Thus end this night's proceedings.
A close match, for sure.
Until the next rite.
Alright, let's reset ourselves, but otherwise let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like us to do for the next one. Otherwise, of course, we could have these 2 take whatever they'd like. That is always an option. We're going for Knight? Talismans? Did you mean song as in Knight? Oh, I see. It's been a while. It has been a while. Night Wings with legendary talismans. I couldn't say when the last time we had this was. It has definitely been quite some time. Alright then, why don't we jump in?
The night wings.
Oh, will the did you want to throw in a Will of the Scribes there? Was there a Will of the Scribes that I just missed?
Welcome.
We can make it happen. We can make it happen. And if we want, we can... It was spring that we just saw, right? Phaler's home arena.
The night wings versus the fate. Welcome. Who Who shall conduct the rites?
Okay, so Nightwings only for the Exiles, which means, of course, can only take one of each class. And then Legendary Talismans means that you're taking the Legendary Talisman for whatever class you're going with. And that does force the player's hands on the Talisman side, enough so that even if they might like a certain class, if that class's Legendary Talisman is not great, that could be reason enough not to take that character, or vice versa. A character they don't particularly love, but one that has a strong Legendary Talisman, could be reason enough to go that route. But you had to know that Anor was going to go Nutrition Stick on Volfred. That was the obvious choice for her. Phalar, no hesitation, goes Power Casting with Goals Bracer on Headwind. Certainly, as Legendary Talismans go, that is probably the one that sees the most use, probably by a significant margin at that. We did, however, just see Anor take a Legendary Talisman of the Harp variety in the previous match. As I had alluded to then, it's not a talisman we see players take all that often, although I would still argue probably in the stronger half of the Legendary Talismans nonetheless. And Anor also goes for the power casts with Headwind. There is the Triestis Plume on Pamitha for Phalar, so he seems to agree. That talisman selection, not bad. Then Melith's Tail to cast through obstacles is what Anor chooses for her last selection on Bertrude. Final choice for Phalar. He also goes Nutrition Stick Volfred. He goes full Rekindling, though. So that means we will see some rather large second life bars from that Rekindling. Big power casts on both sides, but it's Anor who's defenseless, at least until Volfred returns. Oh, big banishments, though, from that fell swoop on Pamitha, banishing the entirety of Anor's team, but Numbing Gust was active, preventing Phalar from using any abilities there. No sprinting, no jumping, no throwing, so he had to wait for Anor to return or settle for plunging in and losing that character for the next round. Anor locks down the orb with that sapling. Oh, but well sniped from Headwind. Oh, and he has a sneaky little move there around the defender, making it in for 20 on that plunge. Means no Headwind for this round. Bertrude, blocked. Banishes, but also I think hit that sapling there, and it bounced back and covered Bertrude as well. As was the case there for Headwind. Pamitha quickly banished. And opening here for Anor. Now, Phalar did not take the Numbing Gust, so Anor is still able to throw, and does so here for 30 with Bertrude. So this will also be an interesting test to see which final mastery is preferable on the saps. Is it that Numbing Gust that's already played a role, or is it the Rekindling, which has not been a factor yet, but very well could be if Anor scores a few more points here. Bertrude slithers past, but unable to get through. Pamitha takes out Volfred, but shoulder smashed by Headwind. Trading power casts. And shoulder smashes. Taylor technically can get rid of the saplings there with the harp, as you just saw him do. With a well-aimed cast, and that sets him up for this plunge.
The night wings seem to be falling behind.
Wolfred. Oh, retreats, but only into that opposing sapling. Oh, and Headwind not quite enough airtime on that jump to escape the sapling. So Phaler wins it back.
Too bad for that one.
A series of banishments, but here is that numbing gust we were talking about. And this time, does Phaler settle for plunging? He does. So we decided it was worth the cost of not having Headwind in this round, but Anor immediately responds with a nutrition stick blink into the pyre with Volfred. She is now Volfredless. That was a trade-off she was willing to make. But is now defenseless. Numbing Gust active once more, but Phaler once again says he is willing to make that plunge. Bertrude blocked. Banishes, but gets banished. Hamatha retreats. Now Phaler moving in with Volfred. Switches over to Pamitha. Eventually does go down. Headwind now for Anor. Hiding within the safety of that sapling. Waiting to make his move, but he is eventually cornered. Volfred taken out as well. That's Numbing Gust now active once again, this time from a great distance away from Anor's pyre, so not enough time for Phaler to make it in. But at this point, Anor on just 20 pyre life, and we know she went for that Numbing Gust, and so at most she would have 10 rekindling, not Phaler's 50, but might not have any. So Phaler would surely go for the plunge here. Except Anor scores for 20 and actually leeches back some pyre life on that occasion as well from Headwind. So she's back up to 30, which means that suddenly Phaler would need 2 scores, not just 1. Oh, the Headwinds take each other out, but Bertrude remains. And Anor was tempted to plunge there directly. Headwind crowded out. Phaler's Headwind making moves here, but unsuccessful. Volfred has that mobility. Headwind has the speed, but they both go down. Oh, big banishments from Bertrude, though. Suddenly, she's all alone. A little slow to get the orb there, and that gave Phaler just enough time to get some defenders back, and now he's on the attack. He's unable to blink in. Volfred. Bertrude. Back to Volfred. Phaler building a wall in front of his pyre, though.
A bit of a blunder.
Phaler on the attack, opening here. And that Tressa's Plume means 5 more damage because he was flying when he plunged. So now 1 score all Phaler would need to trigger the rekindling, if any. We know Anor doesn't have 50, but she might still have 10. Which of course could be the difference between this being a winning score or triggering that second life bar. There is none, though, so that throw seals the deal.
Stroke of fortune ought to be thanked. The ceremony is complete.
GG. All right, let's head on back. Well played, you two.
Until the stars align.
And let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we will reset ourselves here. Wonder why we didn't flip a lid coin last round. I don't think the lid coin... don't think we've established what's on the other side of it yet. It's the L on one side, but what's the other side look like? Is the L heads or is the L tails? Of course, of course. That does check out. That does make sense. Anything we'd like for this next one? Or are we thinking we're just gonna have the players take whatever they'd like? It looks like that may be the direction we're headed in here. Oh, unless and until we come in with an exiles request from Rors. Only demons. Okay, does Orlek count or not? Are we allowing Orlek? Or is he kind of in his own class? What do we think? Orlek allowed or no? Yes, Orlek is allowed. Okay, gotcha. In that case, I think we may be ready to go here. So let's hop in. So... boat? Wait!
The Night Wings.
No! Oh, so close.
Welcome.
You heard the water and you wondered.
Who shall conduct the rites?
So close. Does kind of sort of technically count as the Tempest Arena, I suppose, so Honor may have called this. So Orlek does count. That means that technically there is a choice here. They could go for pure demons other than Orlek, because we do have the modded Viz Paleth. Or if they want Orlek, then they obviously can add him. Trying to determine if Thaler is going to take Orlek or not. Just because you can take him doesn't mean that you will. So it does beg the question. Thaler says yes. So if you take him for his word, that means that we will probably see double Orlek here. Now, of course, Orlek extremely powerful. On the other hand, he does have a distinct downside, that being his abysmal one hope, giving him a 30-second respawn time. So it'll be interesting to see to what extent the players try to find ways to compensate for that, as there certainly are ways to make that happen. However, most often they involve characters other than demons, because those other demons, sure, they might not have one hope, but their hope isn't that high either. So without some way to compensate for that, we may see fairly often both players be completely defenseless with all their characters banished. So we'll see if that influences them.
Ignarius.
Nor goes quick throwing Ignarius. I believe we saw the quick throws on Orlek for Phaler.
Ignarius.
Titan Tooth Ignarius for Phaler. Speedy Jodius, so I don't think Anor has any way to compensate for the low hope, whereas this Web Lanthorn is one of the ways to make up for the long respawn time of those demons. So we'll see. That means a higher risk approach by many accounts for Anor, whereas Phaler playing a little bit safer with that Web Lanthorn. So which strategy will win out here? That is Orlek for Anor, but he's taken out. That means Anor is going to be stuck waiting for quite a long time. Phaler gets his throw off just in time from Orlek. But we saw both players take a lot of extra starting Pyre life. So even after that score, both players still well over 100. Jody able to stun one of the defenders and buy herself just enough time and space to make it in here for 30 on that plunge. But she did not have prayer bead, so she is now gone. Orlek banished one other defender, and that meant more space for him to throw that one in for 25.
Perhaps the scribes are favoring the faithful.
Oh, but that was interesting. I guess that was technically still part of Orlek's throw, is why that banished Anor there. Even if it kind of seemed like the orb had bounced after the throw. But here is the throw into the Pyre, this time cut slightly short for 22 out of the maximum of 25 damage from Orlek. It is, of course, meta Orlek, and there's a reason for that. Because it's pretty darn good. I know we're trying to build a wall of demons around that Pyre. But even then, it is still no simple task to stop Orlek. But he is banished now. Phaler, as we were saying before, does technically have a way to get him back if he gets a banishment with his Webbed Lanthorn demon. So we'll see if Phaler tries to make a point of doing that. But apparently that is not said demon. It's that one, Jody. Anor gets Orlek back the old-fashioned way. 30 seconds apparently has transpired. Phaler also back to full strength. Oh, but that's Orlek down for Anor, and that is a painful sight to see for her. Orlek banishes the last defender, throws it in, uncontested for 25, dropping Anor down to 30, which means technically Orlek does not have enough damage for Phaler here, as he has only 25 at most, whereas any other demon would. Of course, most of Phaler's offense has come from Orlek. So will he try to continue doing that here and settle for a score that would not be enough? Although, the situation that we anticipated, no one back to defend, Phaler would have enough time, you'd think, to have brought in one of those higher damage demons, but does settle for Orlek, which means Anor still holding on here with 5 Pyre life. But there is the deciding throw.
The fate prevailed.
GG.
What a crushing victory it was.
The rite is complete.
This just in. Orlek, good.
Until the stars align.
There's a reason some has gone as far as to call him the quote-unquote stinky trash man of Pyre. Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we'll just reset ourselves a bit here. Anything else we're looking for the next one? And I suppose you could say that match there, bit of a demonstration on why we ask the question whenever we hear the demons only, or, you know, have a certain number of demons in this next match. Does Orlac count, or does he not? Because he is, in many ways, in his own league. Anor is turning Customize off here. So once again, randomize Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans. Could still do Arena, could still do Song if either of those are of interest. Otherwise, just about everything else is accounted for here. And Anor says she can swap out after this one if anyone is interested in jumping in. So heads up if anyone else is interested in getting in here. Phaler says the same. We may be able to make some swaps soon. So let us know if anyone would like to participate after this one. But why don't we get this one started? Sap Mirror match still forbidden? Well, yeah. Kind of, pretty much. It's pretty tedious. Also, full disclosure, I will get mad at you if you do it, because it is painful to commentate a match that takes 30 minutes to 45 minutes of me talking straight with no rest. So that, you know, for all those reasons, in addition to the obvious stuff. Oh, Phaler, though. And this might be the last one between Anor and Phaler for the day, and perhaps that is why he's sending us back at the fall. Right. I mean, this is coming from our resident sap expert. And even she says 3 saps is maybe a little too much, even for her.
Shall take on the fate.
Alright, it is Demon, Cur, and was that a Savage? Savage in the last spot for Anor. Sap, 2 saps in fact, and a Nomad for Phaler. So, pretty defensive team here, you would have to say, for Phaler. Anor definitely more offensively inclined. So we'll see how that matchup plays out. That's a Web Lanthorn on Snadra, which is not a terrible character to have that on. Shooting Star for Banishing Throws, I think we just saw on Rookie. Cur throws relatively quick, but fairly short range, making it a little bit tough to capitalize on that. But we have occasionally seen people use that combo. Luminous Idol just saw on the Stowaway, so she gets full stamina when she picks up the orb, which useful on situations like this, unless if the Stowaway already had the mastery that automatically gives her infinite stamina when she picks up the orb. In that case, that is entirely redundant. And the kind of thing you would avoid if you were building a team yourself, but of course, this is customized off. And those are the types of things that we do occasionally see happen. Well, that's an extra distance cast from Rookie for sure. So he looks like he has some right side stuff, or something of the talisman variety. So he has Lucky Break as well, which is the other side. Oh! Phaler has a Cursed Talisman. Of course he does. Of course he does. Why wouldn't someone have a Cursed Talisman in this match? It's customized off. It just has to be that way. Snadra. Elusive for a moment there. Ruki trying to get those banishing throws to work, but again, just not quite the range that Nor needs to make that feasible. There is once again the Howler. Phaler does not want to see in a situation such as this. It means one less defender available, and a little bit easier for Ruki to get in. Well-timed power cast there from Snadra. Hopscotches her way through, and has some leech there, so 20 damage and also 10 Pyre life back to Phaler. There's that Luminous Idol, and I've yet to determine if the Stowaway also has the mastery that gives her the permanent infinite stamina when she has the orb or not. Would need to see her hold on to it a little while longer to see if it's just coming from the stamina, or rather just from the talisman, or if it is truly a redundant mastery as well, in which case, obviously Nor would like to have had just about anything else as one of her masteries. But good throw there from Phaler, 24, slightly less than the maximum. But whittling away now at Nor's Pyre. Ruki only defender back now. Snadra shoulder smashes the defender and banishes the other, but then chased down by Ignarius. Ruki. Banishes two, actually. But once again, Phaler stuck with its Manly, I believe, is the one who, yes, occasionally turns into Howler. That is a fast Howler for Manly. Howler's speed does vary depending on the quickness of the character, so I'm surprised to see that Manly was moving around that fast in Howler form. Snadra and the Stowaway. Manly, that time in his usual sap form. Certainly the form that Phaler would prefer. Moving in here for another throw, but no time to get it off. Oh, and Phaler once again stuck with the Howler. Oh, but the shoulder smash from Snadra comes in just in time. And as I was saying, that Howler, I mean, by most accounts, as soon as Phaler sees it, he wants to get that exile banished so that it can come back, hopefully, in sap form afterward. Although, as we were talking about a little bit before, it's certainly still possible to score with a Howler. Oh, and that is not where Nor wanted to see that orb fall, when all of Phaler's exiles were banished. Phaler going to need to find a way to manufacture some offense from a team that is very, very defensively oriented. So a little creativity may be required here. Snadra, that'll do.
Everything that you hold dear. The orb is taken.
Stowaway. See if she holds it long enough to determine, does she always have infinite stamina? It looks like she does. Full Fred down. Manly in his sap form for the moment. Pressing forward, slowly, methodically, trying to get a sapling within throwing range. Saps, of course, with the longest throwing distance by default. That apparently wasn't quite enough. Anor on the attack with Ruki, but Phaler had that sap hanging out, loitering next to Anor's Pyre, just waiting to win back possession, and he did. Pass it back over, and it was basically an instantaneous plunge. Snadra plunging here as well, and suddenly, Phaler building a lot of momentum.
The orb is up.
As we were saying, defense was not the question for him. It was, can he find a way to get the orb into Anor's Pyre, and as of late, he has done just that. And from some distances, sap throws are unblockable. That may have been the case there. Anor dropping down to 1. 1 Pyre life here. We've seen that Phaler does have some leech. Don't know if Anor does, though. Does she have unexpected rekindling? Not this time! So Phaler gets the job done.
They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly.
GG.
The rite is done.
Whoa, hold on. Anor says sap's good, Phaler says sap's bad.
Until the next rite.
Something isn't quite adding up here. Alright, well, as we were saying, I think both players have offered to swap out if there is anyone in chat who'd like to get in here. Let's turn customize back on before we forget. So let us know if there is anyone interested in hopping in. Otherwise, if not, Phaler or Nor, are you two okay with sticking around, or do either of you need to go right now? Taylor says he can at least stick around for a few more. Okay. Nor not currently seeing any volunteers to take your spot, so are you good to stick around as well? Sure? Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, these two have both volunteered to swap out if anyone from chat. Oh, Rorse is up for it. Rorse is up for it. Okay. In that case, we could get Rorse in. Solid. Solid. Phaler is playing saps and is now sticking around. Shake my head. Shake my head. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright, do I take that to mean that, I mean, if I'm reading between the lines here, it sounds like, well, I guess I don't really know who would like to swap out and who'd like to stick around. Honor will swap out? Is it just because of the pun? Oh. Depends if we're encouraging or discouraging the pun. Honor, you're enabling him. Oh, okay, no worries. Well, thanks for stopping by, Honor. Good to have you in, as always. Alright, well, let's try to get Rorse in here. Okay, and if one of you could just confirm, is Rorse player 1 and Phaler player 2 still? Or did remote play mix things up on us at all? And Rorse, I'm trying to remember, which team did you play as last time?
Froze on me.
Ooh, okay. Oh, did remote play freeze? Oh, no, remote play froze on my end as well. Yeah, no, that might not be a you thing. That might be a me thing. All right, one moment. I'm probably gonna have to restart Steam real quick. Steam. Steam. Don't be like this, Steam. Don't be like this, Steam. 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 Alright, fine, Steam. I'll force quit you. Be that way. Be that way! Which is naturally gonna make Pyre need to close, but, one moment, Steam. Okay, Steam, behave yourself. Behave yourself, Steam. Okay, should be booting back up now. Hopefully this time, Steam will be a little more cooperative. Okay, so let's try that one again, shall we? Let's try that one again. Roars. Sailor. And accusers for Roars? Okay. Now I have no idea who's going to be player 1 and player 2. So, let's see what ends up happening here. That Failure player 1, I take it?
I am indeed player 1.
Okay, let's see. Do we get Roars in? That work on your end, Roars? Double check. Remote play? Remote play says you're in. Theoretically. Okay. Nice. Theoretically. Taylor. Swap sigils around a bit. Like so. There we are. Okay. So, if there's anything we'd like to see between Failure and Roars, let us know. Otherwise, we'll have them take whatever they'd like. This is, of course, Roars' first match of the day, so maybe a little bit of time to warm up might be best.
The fate shall confront the accusers. Welcome.
And to the book we go.
Who shall conduct the rites?
No requests here, so you guys are welcome to take whatever you'd like.
Rookie.
Okay, there goes the Titan Tooth on Rookie for the stuns. Half the glory for the next one, unless we hear it right now. Okay, gotcha. We heard it yet today? I'm not sure if we have. And Anor did dodge her favorite arena, the book. Roars goes Stowaway in the first spot. Taylor went Kerr first. And now Exploding Barker second for Kerr number 2.
Sir Gilman.
Now it's a Speedy Gilman in the second slot for Roars. And Phaler has taken 2 curs, which does beg the question, will it be cur number 3? And it is. Of course, a popular choice for Phaler in this arena in particular, and one that he's choosing to go with here once again. The Fury of the Curs. Oh, heads up, you may have just accidentally switched characters. It's a whole bunch of doggos.
If you're taking a demon, legendary is strictly better here than Mormon. You may want to switch to it.
Here we are. It's triple cur,
The Pyre has been scathed.
and those triple curs getting off to a quick start here for Phaler.
Beauteous.
That is, of course, what they do is go quick. Titan Tooth stunning Rorse and preventing any sort of defense to stop this secondary attempt.
Rookie doused the adversary's flames.
And they just keep on coming.
Once more like that, and we are
Phaler sneaks around and in. And there it is.
The fate prevail.
Curs do, in fact,
the scribes
go vroom.
themselves stood by their side.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
GG. We'll head on back. Oh, if we aren't plagued by the curse of the floating, drifting cursor. Ha. Ha. There we go.
Until the next rite.
All right, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to do for the next one. I didn't notice. Did we get a Path to Glory there? I forget what song we had. Ooh, and Blood Prince is coming in with the Titan stars here. The Shrinking Aura one. Okay. Anything else we'd like? So that means that Titan Star will keep Rorse's aura when in possession of the orb, but it will slowly shrink over time, which is one of the positive effects of one of the cursed talismans. Just in this case, there's no negative side effect to go along with it, so it's all upside. Not seeing anything else request-wise here, so why don't we jump in and watch as Enberic gets himself timed out.
The Titan stars.
Okay, yeah, which... I know what effect you're talking about, but I need to double-check which one it is. Ah, this.
The tattered mantle.
Okay. So again, Rorse, when you have the orb, you will keep your aura, but it will slowly shrink over time. Whereas, obviously, usually you would have no aura when you have the orb, so it is an upside, it is a benefit.
The fate versus the accusers.
Oh, and it's the Accuser's home arena.
Welcome.
And gonna be the Accuser's song here as well, so very accusery
Shall conduct the rites.
overall.
Jodariel.
Failure goes Titan Tooth for the stuns on Jodariel.
Sandra.
And for Rorse, it's a Leeching Luminous Idol Snadra. Failure with Webbed Lanthorn on Viz Paleth. And a meta Jody from Rorse in the second spot. Failure has taken 2 demons here, which once again makes you wonder if that means we are about to see
Ignatius.
a third. And Rorse breaking out the big guns here with Orlex, so this is going to be a very demon-centric match. Snadra, the odd nomad out. Here's Orlek for Rorse. Sidesteps the cast, but banished. And big cast there from Failure. I think that was with the assistance of the legendary Demon Talisman. Cleared out a lot of room to throw this one in for 30.
Farewell, Sandra.
Iggy. Eventually taken out by Orlek. Jodariel. On the counterattack here. Hopping her way forward and eventually does make it in.
Sandra banished.
Demon versus Demon. Snadra once again. Just a little bit overwhelmed by all the surrounding demons.
Now go on, just once more. Goodbye, Jodariel.
But able to get the banishment that time. And Luminous Idol giving her the extra stamina, but she's taken out.
Unfortunate for the accuser.
And Rorse defenseless for the time being, at least until Jody returns, and does so after banishing one of Failure's exiles. Failure, well aimed on that cast. Snadra, trying to get rid of Jody, but Jody in the lead here and wins the race to Rors's Pyre
The fate
for the winning score.
And what a crushing victory it was.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Alright, well played, you two.
Until the next rite.
And it looks like we may be able to get iRotor in here a little bit. Yeah, to swap in for Phaler, if that still works for you, iRotor. Does that sound good? Works for you? Perfect. Alright, in that case, I think Phaler has already ducked out, but thanks for stopping by, Phaler. Good to have you. And let's get some iRotor action going here. Alright, now iRotor, if you could just confirm...
2.
Player 2? Okay. It is player 2 for you, iRotor?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Swap you guys around. And how are you, iRotor? Ooh, would help if I spelled your name correctly.
Somewhat tired, but fine.
Well, good to see you for a bit at the very least, then. Okay, let's see. And will it be withdrawn for you again today?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get rid of these fates and put on withdrawn. Okay. So,
You
in
may
that...
want to turn off Titan stuff again.
Oh, yes, yes. Let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for our first matchup between Rors and iRotor today. Of course, this is iRotor's first match of RITE NITE, so could mean we give him a little bit of time to warm up, but he's been here plenty of times before. He knows what to expect. And we'll get some dread sign. Okay. Sure. So song locked in. Anything else besides that? Seems like that might be all. In which case, we'll just have them take whatever they'd like. So let's get started.
The accusers shall now face the withdrawal. Welcome.
Alright, so Nest of Trieste.
Who shall conduct the rites?
No requests affecting your team composition here, so that is entirely up to you both.
Wait, am I player 1? But why
Oh.
can I move them? But apparently I can...
Are you secretly player 1?
Apparently yes. My thought I was just...
Okay. No worries. In that case, is it okay if I just switch your names around and iRotor you play Accusers for this one and
I don't mind.
Rors you play for Withdrawn this one? And we can switch it around next time around if we'd like. That way we can just keep things moving. Don't need to do much resetting. Just a little color swap here. There we go. And so Nutrition Sticks, Palmas in the lead there for iRotor. Prayerpede's Pamela is the lead for Rorse.
Exile.
Raji, second selection there for iRotor.
Hey, you forgot a mastery.
Yeah, that was Curving on Messenger, but only 3 masteries. You missed one.
Dalbert.
iRotor, ever the gentleman, takes just 3 of his own there. And then Speedy Barker, the final selection there for Force.
Commence.
Alright, so here we go. iRotor, using that extra mobility on the nutrition stick for Palmas. Speaking of extra mobility, that was an awfully speedy Barker, but he is still stopped. Albert
Messenger imp banished.
makes his way in here for 15. Palmas looking to walk it in. Not quite enough time to do so, though. Barker running out of stamina at the wrong time. Quick as he may be, he's not quick enough to run past the lava.
Poor exile.
But he can hop over it. But into the welcoming arms of Palmas. Dalbert. He makes it through.
Tis taken.
Palmas again, this time does have the time and space to walk that one in for 25. Dalbert unsuccessful on that attempt.
Now go.
Here's Barker on the counter, out of stamina. So that leaves Messenger in. He's banished. So now Dalbert
Quite the close
taken
call
out.
there, no?
Barker
No.
dispossessed. Dalbert sidesteps the impending implosion.
That one almost got through.
Pamatha trying to maneuver around Raji, however, Raji saw it coming. Dalbert able to jump over the implosion that time. So he was unfazed.
Flame.
Barker unable to make it over the sapling.
Bask in the purified
And then Dalbert
flame.
sneaks through. Drops Roarse down to 15.
And it is
which makes that the deciding score.
The accusers prevail. They overwhelm their adversaries utterly.
GG.
Thus end this night's
Can you
proceedings.
re-invite me? Getting
Sure.
some, not lags, I'm just getting some weird
Until
delay.
the stars
Okay.
align.
Let's see if that's any better.
Any download running?
Okay, and are you
Okay,
still
I'm still
player
player
1? Okay, gotcha. Let's do this switch then. There we are. Okay. Oh, and I think, oh yeah, customize back on. I think we've done our dread design now, but wait, hold on. Oh. Did I just erase their names only to rewrite exactly the same name in? Is that what I did, or did that not save? So that should say I wrote her. That might have just been a brain.exe has stopped working. Yeah, last match they were in, wait.
No, it's, no,
I don't know. Now I'm all confused. I think this is correct.
no, this is fine.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. We'll be in Malith's pit. Iroder's home arena. Anything else for this next one? Or are we just looking for that arena and nothing else? Seems like that will be all.
Yes. The withdrawn shall take on the accusers. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Okay. So, no requests here. You're welcome to take whatever you'd like.
No. Udmilda.
Okay. No worries.
Yes.
Somebody is using voice sound effects in here, and it is definitely Phaler. I noticed you're still in here, Phaler. And yes, I did notice those other sound effects, including the
How utterly brave.
including the very first yes. As soon as I commenced this, right? And I was like, was that just Iroder being really enthusiastic about us playing in his home arena? Or something else?
Don't even like this arena.
I love this arena. But, I was a little taken aback by how enthusiastic you were about it. Just out of nowhere.
Sometimes
Yes!
it just happens, you know. But I usually like arenas with some more space to move around in.
But you can bounce things off the walls.
And complete chaos in the middle of the arena.
Alright, Failer. Too far. I'm now muting you. Unless it was I wrote her all along.
Okay, be right back, like 2 minutes, if you're waiting.
Suspicious. Very suspicious. Why do I feel like they're all conspiring against me? It's all an elaborate ruse. They're plotting against me. They're 100% plotting against me. And there's one thing with the voice sound effects, because those, once you have the sound files for those, it's possible to fish those up. But then he used my own voice against me. How dare he? And that, however, that I'm not entirely sure how he fished up that random comment. Obviously, there's plenty of material to work from, but to pick up that specific thing, I don't know. Let's see, hold on, are they scheming somewhere? They're totally scheming. Failer has fled the scene of the crime, which totally means that he's just scheming. With there is another individual with whom he may be scheming right now. I noticed who he's currently theoretically scheming with. So you know, I'm just saying, if chaos breaks loose, I know who was behind it. What scheming? Says the person who may or may not be the other one scheming with that other person who was definitely scheming. Schemeception. I don't know what you're talking about, Lids. Not a scheme in sight. Not a scheme in sight. Or so they say. Unless they're scheming. I trust no one.
I'm back.
Okay. Roars has returned as well. With a quick throwing stowaway. Power casting Snadra. Now, she's definitely a schemer, if ever there was one. Now, Speedy Jodariel, second selection for Rors.
It's a deluge.
Exploding Deluge is the final member of Iroder's team. And now Bertrude, the final choice for Royce.
Now begin.
So whether they were up to anything, that remains to be seen, but it's Iroder bouncing off the wall and in. Now, if that is scheming, then that is the type of scheming that I will accept. I will allow that.
Why, that was all of them.
But as for whether they are up to any other type of funny business, that remains to be seen. Iroder throws this one in for just 10, as I imagine that is because Force has the Stubborn Flame on Udmilda, so if Iroder's in the lead, his maximum damage is reduced by 10. Little ring around the rosy with the crones there.
Gone.
As Iroder is still trying to go off the wall, but can't quite get his trigonometry right on that occasion. Does that time, though. And there's the confirmation on the Stubborn Flame.
Now to the flame.
Bertrude for Rors, cut off. Snadra power casts her way through. She's also banished.
Banishment for all.
No one back defensively for Rors anymore, though. Seize Chance is active.
Flies true.
So that means extra damage for Iroder. Normally, that would mean 25, but Stubborn Flame reduces it down to just 15.
Milda casts herself into the fire. The rite is nearly ended. And it is done.
And it is done.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
They vastly outperformed their adversaries. The rite is done.
Alright, we'll head on back.
Until the stars align.
And we'll reset ourselves, but otherwise, let us know if there's anything we want to see for the next one. Iroder's turning Customize off. So randomize exiles, masteries, and talismans. Could still do so, could still do arena. But just about everything else locked in already here. What? Morse is shocked. We shall see if these teams are shocking. And there's only one way to find out. And that's to jump in. Oh.
The withdrawn.
Takes the fall for a second there. Wondered if it was the boat.
The acute.
It's Crone and double Sap for Iroder. And then it is Sap, Worm, Imp for Rors. Is Rors frozen? No. Okay, we're good.
The first down.
Iroder leaps in for the first dousing of 25. I mean, it's a customize off match, which of course means that it is guaranteed that at least one person has a cursed talisman. Who it is, that remains to be seen, but it is just about a certainty. And Iroder throws in with his sap for 25. Or Speedy with Lady River. Not quite speedy enough, though. Wolfred back defensively. Now Lady River. Oh, caught on the edge of that exploding sapling, though. Oh, and I rode her with some very aggressive defense. A high press, if you will. Winning back the orb close to Rors's Pyre and following up with a plunge. Oh, and Ironer does have the Crone Salute. But with some divine intervention, 10 rekindling from Wolfred, Rors is still holding on. I think we just saw Rors check to see if there was any Worm Salute and came up empty, but does get a Worm Plunge. No Prayer Beads on Lady River, though. She's now gone. Does have an Exploding Sapling with Wolfred, though. As, of course, does Ironer. Oh, it has... Is that a Cursed Talisman or is that an Imp Salute?
GG. I think what's the
GG. Okay, I was gonna say. We were talking about the Cursed Talismans.
Must be crying tears of shame.
And was it only at the very last moment
The rite is complete.
that we saw one show itself? Or was it just
Oh, no, I guess
Little Imp Salute. Yeah, so the Howlers don't have an aura, so they cannot banish anyone. They're a little bit faster base speed than the Imps, although they can't actually sprint. So just their walking speed is above average. But other than that, they are a liability because they don't have any aura.
The main application of the Imp Salute are to turn yourself back from a Howler into an Imp when you have to cast Talisman or the opponent has the Crone Curse, and giving your opponent Caesar's by spamming it.
They do technically leave puddles on the ground when they get banished, which slows down your opponent's, or any character that walks through them, slightly, but I don't know if I've ever seen that be a factor. Certainly, at least compared to having an actual aura to banish with, the auras are far more valuable than the puddles would be. 99 times out of 100. But let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like for this next one. Customize back on, unless, of course, we want to turn it back off. Up to you. Not seeing any requests from chat, though, so we may just be looking for a normal match in which players can take whatever they'd like. Oh, hold on. Thrash Pack. We can certainly make that happen. We can certainly make that happen. But will that be it? Just the song? Oh? Exiles as well? Okay. Only curs, only dogs. Fitting for Thrash Pack? Okay. Alright then. Let's make it happen. Sounds good to me.
The withdrawn versus the accusers.
On the Glade of Lu, a very small arena,
Who shall conduct the rites?
and one in which the curs may be able to sprint straight into the pyre before they run out of stamina. As a reminder, this is a modded Glade of Lu. Normally, as players start scoring, we'd see some vines grow in the arena. It would start to get more crowded. But that is not the case here. We have modded it so that it will remain open for the entirety of the match.
Dogbert.
Of course, we know who the exiles are going to be, as it is triple Cur. The masteries, those tend to be pretty consistent from one Cur to the next. So it's mostly a matter of talismans, you'd think, where the players might distinguish themselves here. And I wrote her, isn't that the talisman that Barker uses in the campaign?
Yes.
So canonically accurate Barker for my rotor there.
Canonically it's level 40, but if I remember correctly.
Rookie.
Unfortunately, we cannot create that here, though. Not without additional mods, at least. Right, and it is Kerfang on Rookie, fittingly enough. Final choice for Iroder, and we know that it'll be the last Cur, Dalbert, for Rors here. We'll go for the Titan Tooth stuns on Dalbert. So here we are. Triple Cur against triple Cur. So don't blink or you might miss it. Rotor did take extra damage on multiple of his Curs.
Barker banished.
Barker versus Rookie. Rotor waits for reinforcements. Here they are. And Rookie loops his way around and in for 28.
The orb is taken.
Rors with Barker. Stamina back, but runs out. Barker for Iroder. Overshoots.
Someone there rose to the occasion.
Dalbert. Oh, just barely misses the Pyre there. Banished at the last second.
Oh my word.
And here's Iroder on the counterattack and 28 damage.
Now go on.
As we were saying, extra damage on several of Iroder's Curs,
And it is done.
meaning that's all it'll take.
The withdrawn prevail. Most
GG.
excellently done this time, I must admit. The rite is ended.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know if there's anything we'd like for the next one, otherwise we'll just set ourselves back here to our defaults. Of course, in the absence of any requests, we could just hop in and have the players take whatever they'd like. Last one was Triple Cur. But looks like this one will leave open to them to take whatever they'd like.
The withdrawn shall take on the accusers. Welcome.
Accuser's home arena here.
Who shall conduct the rites? Volfred.
And Ironer leads with a quick throwing Volfred, which was almost heresy.
Sir Gilman.
Prayer beads on Gilman, that's what Rorse will lead with.
Exile.
Ironer goes Raji second.
Messenger Imp.
And Weblanthorn Messenger Imp is Rorse's counter.
Dalbert.
Prayer beads Dalbert, final selection for Ironer. Then lastly, Speedy Stowaway for Rorse.
Now begin.
Ironer locks down the orb. Has that exploding sapling as well.
Now.
And the quick throws. Good for 25 here. Ironer fighting for that sapling position once again. To help facilitate getting into throwing range from Volfred. Oh. Somebody getting connection issues? All set?
I'm fine.
Okay. Looks like we're good then.
There.
Volfred. Back to Dalbert.
A blow against the adversary's power.
Comes rampaging through, hopping in for 20. Volfred again. Sees the impending implosion. But the throw is off target, so Rorse able to intercept. But the stowaway banished nonetheless on her attack. And now it is Ironer back in possession.
Sublime.
And that drops Rorse down to 10. Now, did Rorse...
End the ceremony.
I was going to say, did Rorse take any rekindling? But it's, of course, Ironer who has the sapling, or rather the sap, not Rorse. So that means it may just be one score here that Ironer needs, and this might be it.
And it is done.
And there it is.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
Their pyre yet burns with vigor and resolve. The rite is ended.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Okay, let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one here, chat. Controller drift? Ah, no worries. No worries. Okay, interesting. Mastery request. Each team must have 2 salutes. And Barrack says, think I know what Iroder will go with, but we shall see. 2 salutes on each team. Anything on top of that? And Beyonder's Song. Forbidden Knowledge. Okay. Seems like that might be it. Suppose the 2 salutes, the intrigue from that comes from leaving it up to the what's a salute? Uh-oh. It's let's see, on controller it is the, assuming you're using an Xbox controller, it's the Y button. And certain characters have specific masteries that can do certain things when you press that button. So, you know, for example, the harp has one where when you salute, it switches places with its closest ally. Yeah, and there's a certain icon that, for the skills, for anything that is salute related. So yeah, what, the harp has one, the crone has one, the demons have one, the worms have one, the imps have one, the savages have one. Almost everyone except for saps actually have one, yeah. So is it basically just not nomads? Anyone except for nomads? I might be forgetting one. And Curs. Curs are the other ones that don't have one. Anyone but Cur and Nomad have a skill that they can activate when using salutes. You have to take the specific mastery for it, but if you take that, then you have that extra ability. So why don't we jump in then and give you a chance to look some of those over? What word did I forget? What?
The withdrawn shall confront the accusers. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So 2 salutes. It's that icon there with the some hands pointing to a star, as people were saying in chat. The finger guns. Yeah, I have no idea what you're referring to in Barrack. I'm sorry. Oh, Stowaway has a quickness penalty. Oh, is that from... Is that from the previous...
Take another savage.
Yeah, if you want to take a savage... I'm just gonna... You see this? This is me moving the cursor over there. Don't panic. Stowaway has reduced quickness here. So if you want to use a savage, I just recommend taking a different savage instead. Pretending to forget another one of my schemes. Yeah, I don't even remember what you're what you're alluding to at this point, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ignarius.
Right, it is a Leeching Ignarius. Second choice for Iron Rotor. This master request is all about certain schemes, clearly. Oh. Oh. Oh, don't forget the talisman. But, I mean, now that we're on this, well, no, I still am not entirely sure what you're getting at here, but alas. What can you do?
Sir Gilman.
If freedom from exile be something you wish, then recruit Sir Gilman, Knight of the Fish.
Proceed. The schemes!
Demon.
Alright, it's Speedy Tamitha last, and here we are with our double salute setup. Oh, and I remember getting a little extra boost from the boat magic there. Ignarius. Banished. Gilman, a little bit of space here. Speeds in for 15. And once again, Ironer comes flying in with a savage plunge. Over the boat magic for both players here. Oh, but Ironer unable to get the perfect slam dunk on that occasion. Not directly from a puddle jump. Tamitha. Around one defender and in. Gilman goes flying. But now it's Ignarius. Sets up a Brazen Manor. Knocks back the defender. Oh, but got a little greedy there. Going for the throw. Burner trying to knock back the defender. Nearly does so, but does still get banished. Stowaway. Blocked. And Ironer makes it in for the winning plunge.
Their adversaries did not even come close.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Gotta
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Alright, let's reset ourselves, but otherwise, let us know if there's anything we'd like to do for this next one. And Roar says, oh, we'll need to go for this one. Okay, I was about to ask, how are people doing from a timing standpoint?
I wouldn't play too much longer.
Okay, in that case, that might mean we're looking at a liberation rite. And it sounds like this is the last one for Roar, so we might be going straight into that liberation rite. Does that work for you two?
Sure.
Alright, in that case, that means we'll be at the Fall of Solium, sermon intro on, we'll go Never to Return version of Player 2, meaning the Accusers. That is not one that we hear very often. But it also means no requests from chat for this one. This will be our last match of the night. So both players just finishing things off in style. So let's get going.
Greetings, exiles. You are gathered at the Fall of Solium. You have this opportunity to prove your worth. Only the righteous shall emerge victorious. The withdrawn stand ready. Accusers stand prepared. The rite shall begin forthwith.
Alright, so this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. No requests from chat. Both players taking their preferred teams to finish things off in style, and for iRotor,
Tizo.
that means Tizo with some extra assistance of the exploding variety. Whereas for Rors, it's a quick-throwing Ulmer. Meta Jody is the second choice for iRotor. Rors also taking Jody, but going a little more defensive with the setup. Prayer beads on a saluting Soxiana. That'll be the final choice for iRotor. And now Rors goes Speedy Gilman. So here we are, our final run of the night. iRotor on the left representing the Withdrawn, Rors on the right representing the Accusers. best of luck to you both. And there it is.
The withdrawn have proved their worth.
GG.
Their adversaries they defeated utterly.
Okay, teaser pronouncing the German words always.
Thus ends the liberation rite.
Alright, well that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today. Thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well.
Thanks for the hosting.
Alright, I am going to jump out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next week. Alright, but I'm not quite done with you yet, chat. Let's just see. I think they both jumped out of remote play. I don't blame them. But as I said, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Thank you everybody who participated in the rites today. Thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, where we coordinate all this stuff, which you can do by clicking on, if I did not accidentally press on the wrong button, clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights. Our streaming schedule actually gonna change a little bit this upcoming week, I think. Hold on, let me just double check my calendar real quick, because there is a US holiday that I think we may use to work in an extra stream here. So let me just consult the calendar. So yeah, I think next Friday we will do our first ever Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer stream. So I'm excited for that. Then Saturday we'll do Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Sunday, of course, Rite Night. And then the following Monday, the 29th, is a US holiday. So I'm hoping I can take a little bit of time off work there, and then we can have our usual Mass Effect Andromeda campaign stream on that day. So that's a slightly different than usual schedule, but that's at least my hope for what we might be able to do this upcoming week. But other than that, also posting the VODs for all those streams on YouTube. Lids Vids there as well, so if you missed anything, you can catch it on YouTube. Also doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher-themed card game, as well as Thronebreaker, the Gwent campaign. And if you haven't done so yet already, you can also hit the follow button to get notification for when I go live. Also follow me on Twitter, @LidsVids. I post there when I'm live as well, but actually the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.